the baby. Oh, see, we got a little music in the background. That's okay.
I'm sorry, guys.
We work with it, right? So,
hello, everyone. Welcome to this segment, Mama Matters. I'm joined today by the lovely doula here, Tamika, one of my treasured friends that I've been working with before on a long-term facility as a nurse. So she was a CNA, and we're working together for quite some time. And from coworkers, we became friends. And one of the friends that I really treasured, who's always been there with me, you know, through pandemic and post-pandemic.
that's what we're there for. We're really there to provide that additional support. We're not there to take the place of any family member. We're just the added layer. Same thing where we go home, providing guidance and education.
So, yeah, speaking of go home, because, you know, birth experience doesn't end, you know, after you give birth. It continues. You know, after you are discharged from the hospital. So, you know, after you are discharged from the hospital. So, I wanted to know how are doulas able to support like postpartum once the patient is discharged from the hospital and go home to their respective, you know, communities. What are the things that doulas do to support these families?
All right. So usually after mom gives birth, you will stay like maybe an hour or two, making sure that breastfeeding was initiated, unless, you know, there's a major issue why it couldn't. And generally, prior to mom being discharged, we might follow up again just to do a visit and check in. But once mom gets discharged and she's home with baby, it's really just helping the families to adjust to being here, especially if it's a first-time parent.
Yes.
And they have no clue or understanding about newborn care. So we're just there in terms of prenatal feedings. So it could be bottle feeding, breastfeeding, if mom is pumping, helping her with that, providing her with lactation education. Breastfeeding is a skill. It takes time.
Yeah.
Moms don't always realize how challenging it can be.
It is very challenging. I mean, like, I've never been so feeling incompetent and like feeling all these insecurities in my whole life until I had a baby. Like, it was quite a challenge for me. The breastfeeding part, it hurts so bad the first couple of months, and the timing, and like, you know, you wake up every 2 to 3 hours to feed this little human being, and it drains you because you need to also take care of yourself, because I'm a firm believer that, you know, if you cannot take care of yourself, you cannot take care of another human being. And during this time, you're overwhelmed. And I can, you know, I'll be honest, I was so overwhelmed with my first baby, despite knowing, you know, the ideal or, you know, things that you should be doing as a mother, because you study this one, you're the one teaching this to patients. But then when you become the mother, and you go into this fight or flight in a survival mode, you know, all the concepts is gone.
And then you're tired too, right? You're doing all of this,
lack of sleep
and exhausted. You know, your brain is in a fog. You have mom brain,
especially in the first two to three couple of days, which is very crucial for you to, you know, bring the baby to you know, just to bring that baby into a thriving baby. Like, you need to make sure that you really wake up and not just sleep when the baby cries. It's every 2 to 3 hours, or sometimes 1 to 2 hours for babies who are really like needy and like need a lot of like feeding. And that will take a lot of your energy. You don't get to sleep. You have to eat every so often, otherwise you're gonna, you know, you're not gonna give enough nutrition to your baby as well. If, you know, I feel like not a lot of mothers also know the importance of nutrition. Like, you know, you can only give so much, right? I mean, whatever you're eating, that's what you give to your baby. If you're eating junk, you're giving junk. And, you know, if eating nutritious food, that's what you're giving to the baby. Especially with mothers who are breastfeeding, it's really, really important you being mindful of the food that you eat, and, you know, the amount of food that you eat as well, because you have to eat every so often. This will be the source of milk that your body will produce for your baby. And so doulas, going back to what you were saying, so when they go back to their communities, you're the one who's going to make sure that these things are you know provided,
Yeah,
and the mothers are well informed about these
correct.
things, so that they can take care of the baby
Mm-hmm.
moving forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like also with going back to breastfeeding, it takes time. If something is within my scope of practice, this is where we refer out. So we do a lot of case management as well.
Because there's specialists also
Right,
that are
right. Just like how
doing
I talked
providing
about, the hospitals have IBCLCs,
lactation
right? Lactation
experts.
counselors. We'll
That's
refer out if it's something beyond what I can help. If the mom is having a
mm.
lot of discomfort, a lot of pain.
And they also come visit, and I mean they come visit
Yes, it all
the
depends. You have
homes, right?
insurance, not
Depends on the
every, yeah,
insurance.
so it all
Okay.
depends on that.
Yes. Most
Otherwise, they'll have to
insurance
pay.
does
Yeah.
accept that one. Yeah.
Also with what we do is when, parents come home, is we'll do, in terms of helping them understand how baby's stomach is growing within the days, how much baby's taken,
How much
milliliter
they're
versus ounces.
also changing
Right, they're going to the
how much
poop,
diapers they're producing.
poopy
Yeah.
diapers, and usually I believe it goes with the days as baby's getting older.
Yes,
One
yes. One,
poopy
2 days
diaper,
for a
two,
second
three,
day,
four.
3 days
Correct.
for a third day, yeah, and so on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it usually starts like we'll support them in that regard. Also, too, we do light housekeeping. So mostly for the baby.
Mm-hmm.
So babies, clothing, their sleeping area, we
Mm-hmm.
tidy up and clean up with
Mm-hmm.
that. We'll sanitize the bottles. We
Mm.
do help with
Oh, sanitizing the bottles alone is like
washing and
so much work.
sanitizing and
Little
prepping the
parts and
meal,
yeah.
the milk and things for that. And whatever mom chooses that's comfortable for her, if she's strictly breastfeeding, if she's pumping, if she's using formula, we're just
Mm.
there to support them and provide guidance and help. You could provide daytime service as a doula, and we could provide nighttime. So usually, daytime service is like at least no less than 4 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for a doula, you let me know, hey,
Mm-hmm.
based on whatever rate we discuss, the
Mm-hmm.
hours,
Mm-hmm.
I could come a couple days and just help you. It's really just to give you a break, to have a little time for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you need to go to the doctor and maybe you want me to accompany you with the baby, especially with new parents, they feel anxious.
Mm-hmm.
They want somebody to come along, or maybe you just need somebody to come in, dad's at work, just to be here a couple hours, let you take a shower, let you sit down and have a little quiet. And as well as we do, so you start at 4 hours and you can add on.
Mm-hmm.
And overnights, it's at least 8 hours. At night, usually between the hours of 10 p.m. or 6 a.m., I get a lot more overnight work because parents want to sleep.
Yes, definitely. These are like the times that for me, I wish I have someone who can just like, can you take over for just, for me to take a shower? Because even shower is a luxury.
Right.
You become a mom. Like my husband, like, oftentimes would like take care of the baby, and I go for a shower, like, vice versa. But mainly it's just me. And if it's just me, I don't take showers. I'm sorry. I mean, the priority is always going to be the baby, right? Yeah. So we talk about doulas.
And wait, and to add on,
Okay.
So mom and dad will sleep, will come in, and we'll say, okay, well, how have you guys set things up? Usually, I'll ask them, what did the hospital do? Because by this time they get discharged, the hospital will already debrief them and give them some information. So just continue with that. These are the feedings every 2 to 3 hours. If they haven't started logging, keeping a note or journal of, sleep time, when the baby's going in terms of input, output, I always encourage it.
Yes,
some people write it down. Technology, they have apps on their phone.
Yeah.
Or some people just do it on a whiteboard. So we all log those things.
Yes.
Keep that information.
And those things are really important in your visits with the pediatric. Because they're going to ask you how many poops, how many urine. If you have that record ready, you don't have to like think a month before, like weeks before, how many, because there are exact numbers. Yeah,
correct. And also to just, I'm there taking care of baby. Nights, not to say that parents don't care for daytime support, but nights is really what they need, so mom and dad can both get rest.
Mm-hmm.
Because if mom and dad is sleep deprived, it's, they're tired, they're not well, and they can't really give
That
their
sucks.
attention to baby. Oh, see, we got a little music in the background. That's
A
okay.
few moments
Okay.
later.
I'm sorry, guys. We have to pause that because music out there, but that was our break. So anyway, back in the conversation. So we have talked a lot about birth support and how doula support with families who go back to their homes, and like um, we discussed also more about um, preferences of mothers and partners in terms of what they want happen during the birth um, birthing experience. So I wanted to know more about how do doulas help with the emotional support to new parents.
Okay. So doula is really just there holding space. We're just there holding space. We're not judging. Sometimes moms will just cry for no reason, and you don't know why you're crying, because you're dealing with a lot.
Yes.
Your emotions is fluctuating. You have a new life that now is your priority, right? Your whole world has changed. And same thing for dad too. So
Yes.
it's not just, I know oftentimes we'll focus on mom,
Yes.
but dads need us to hold space for them too. We advocate for that. So in terms of just sitting and talking in conversations, a lot of times if the families will come to me, I'll say, come sit. Sometimes in the middle of the night, mom is overwhelmed, we'll just sit and talk. And just by talking, she just feels so much better. And then we just end up talking about anything, whether it's travel, it's the weather. And she was like, okay, thank you, I can go back and lay down. Even if she doesn't have a sound sleep, she can lay down and relax. She just feel a little bit at ease. So definitely just talking and just letting people know that you're here for them. You're here to hold space. It's okay to release whatever it is they're releasing. Now, just talking and providing information. But again, if I see that mom is overwhelmed, or if I'm noticing anything, maybe she's anxious, based on my observation, for someone that understand postpartum depression or anxiety, then we refer out.
Postpartum depression
Yeah.
is very real.
Yeah.
And it's so real. A lot of people would think that, oh, that's just weak, that's so weak.
Yeah.
Guys, if you haven't slept 24 hours because you're feeding a baby, and you're overwhelmed with diaper change and new roles and responsibility of a mother, you wouldn't say that, because trust me, just the emotional, psychological, physical stress is really gonna drain you and tweak your hormones into, I don't know what, in a whack.
Yeah.
And these are the crucial times when moms really need support. And I remember, I just want to share this one too, because I remember postpartum visits to my OB, they would always ask this portion: how are you feeling? There's this questionnaire that it will provide you on, are you sleeping well? Are you thinking of harming yourself? Are you thinking of harming your baby? And at first I was thinking like, this is weird. But then when I was, as I went longer in my motherhood, I felt it, and I was like, those questions made more sense to me, and it's becoming more and more relevant now that I am like, a mother. And I'm like, yes, I do feel low energy or fatigue, and like some days I just want help, like I need a break or something like that. And so going back to what you were saying,
it's so true. And it's important that moms and dads let someone know, right? So
yes, letting someone know
when I'm there
that you need help
with the families, I'm paying attention to how they're interacting, and just in conversation, I'll talk about new parents group, this is not for you to experience alone, because again, it goes back to the baby is for the community, right?
Yes,
That's how it's
yes,
always been. It's for the
yes,
village.
yes.
And if some
Otherwise, the
families feel
society will cease
isolated,
to
yeah,
exist.
we will remind them that there are new parent groups, support groups. Thanks to technology, if you don't feel like you want to go in person, we can refer you to online support groups where you could just do it on your phone or your tablet, laptop, or whatever,
Mhm.
and you can check in,
Mhm.
see that there's other families like you that's looking
Mhm.
for support,
Mhm.
right? Same thing for dads. Dad needs supports too, because postpartum depression in dads is very real.
Mhm.
So dads need people to hold space for them too, and just let them know that whatever they're feeling, it's okay,
Mhm.
right? So there's a lot of things that we do in terms of case management and referring out and sharing a lot of information with the families, just wanting to making sure that I, for me personally, I always make sure that I have a good rapport
Mhm.
with my families so that they do feel comfortable and tell
Sharing
me what's
information.
going on.
Yes.
Because if they're masking it and hiding it, it makes it very difficult for me to support them
Mhm.
and see that I can, you know, get the outside resources that they need to help them. So in that regard, and I just want to say quickly that postpartum care is essential. Unfortunately, every pregnancy does not result in a child being born alive.